Good afternoon, everybody! It's AEL High School Cup time. Marvel Rivals Tab 2. Matsy and Mendrix bringing it to you here today. And I am super duper excited to get things underway. But, before we do, we must say a shout out to not one, not two, but three sponsors. And so, without further ado, let us begin. First and foremost, big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. But who else can we count on? None other than Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. But, Mendrix, who else do we have to thank?
Not least, the AEL, in partnership with the Australian government, is promoting You've Got No Game When You Vape campaign. Do you know the harms and risks of vaping? For more information, head to health.gov.au/vaping. If you'd like help to quit, check out the My Quit Buddy app. It tracks your progress and helps you stay motivated, or call Quit Line 137848 and talk to a professional counselor for free and confidential advice about quitting.
Thank you, Mendrix, and thank you to our sponsors there. Big shout out to them for all their support. We definitely appreciate each and every one of them, and they are doing a great job, as always. But you know what else is going to be great? Getting into game! Here we go.
We're jumping straight into the action as well, Matsy. Things looking pretty good with the picks and bans. I do like what the Spaghetti Sauce team is putting together. There seems to be a multiverse of Spider-Mans perhaps being hovered as a possible choice.
Uh-oh. Not going to happen now. They're going to be banning that one the heck out. And, you know, it's great to see still players playing into, like, the Penny Parker, Spider-Man and stuff, because I know that the team-ups are evolving heading into May 30th or the next patch there. You won't see that symbiote bond anymore, you know, no more Spider-Man / Penny / Venom team-up. Goodbye. It's going to be a very different game, but already I think I see my favorite character, Hawkeye, locked in, Rocket locked out. Hawkeye is getting a buff next patch, everybody. I'm going to be hyping that up all day long, and I'm so keen. But the players are keen to take away that Emma Frost in the pick, and one more ban to go.
Yeah, that 30th of May changes is going to be absolutely wreckful to the game in a good way. In a bad way, a very good way. It's going to change things up, shake things up. I mean, Thor obviously getting that hammer is going to be pretty huge as well. And we might even start to see some of that flavor slip in now into the games as well, as players start preparing themselves for these inevitable changes and getting themselves refamiliarized with the champions that perhaps don't have the same level of power that they currently have when they will in the future.
Exactly, and I guess that plays into the evolutionary nature of the game, doesn't it? You know, it's like maybe a composition could work in one season, but then with the changes, everything could be changed. It could be a whole different ball game heading into the next one. And I kind of love that evolutionary nature of the game because it forces teams to evolve. You know, you can't just play the same set of rules the whole time of your competitive career there. You have to be adaptable. You have to find ways to navigate around new metas and really bend them to your own advantage. So, you know, just because some teams might be doing well in this season, next season, they might struggle. So it's definitely going to be a tough day ahead. But getting into this one, let's see how we go on map 1. 4 seconds to go. We are getting straight out the gates. SPCM ready to fight.
Jumping in, as you can see, Hulk wants to smash immediately. Wants to get as fast as possible to that front line as well. Everyone's moving into position here. And yeah, definitely a different change around in terms of what we saw last week. A lot of Captain America before. Don't see that this time around here. Penny Parker wasn't really on the field. Now we get to see that as well. So a lot of good changes here as players just feeling each other out for the time being as well. As you can see there, they've already got a little bit of advantage here for KGS. They've managed to take out both Tangent and Future Fairy. Just continuing to clear the field and obviously take an early advantage at the start.
Yeah, early advantage coming through there. They're doing whatever they can with it as well. We'll see. They are going to be finding more. Jetto, good to take some early control there. Does find a double down. Jeff Getting that healing up as well. Ooh, I like the bionic arm. That hook, line, and sinker down into the lava.
Yeah, you have to be really careful with your presence of mind on these maps that do have those drops there. Of course, I see Ericana on Jeff. Saw that last week to great effect if you do manage to capture a number of players, if possible as well. Charging up that ultimate, it's getting close to a point where perhaps we'll be spitting everyone into lava very shortly. You have to be mindful of what can happen here. And all three.
Oh yeah, Kraken Impact making it work. Right there, going to be massive stuff. Oh, they still got it, and they're going to lock it down again. Oh my gosh, on track for the quad kill, Jetto. In fact, it's a penta now, I believe. They've managed to reset the cooldown so much that they're attacking the enemies that are coming from spawn. My gosh. But eventually they do lose it out. But wow, they lock in the hexa kill after the delayed respawn. That is insane, Mendrix.
Yeah, they're like really just having a bit of fun with it now as well. KGS really strutting their stuff, showing commanding presence on the field. And even if when they're being overzealous here, if they do lose a member, it doesn't really matter too much because they've got such an advantage with how far they've moved forward. They're really giving Spaghetti Sauce a big run for their money here. We need to find something soon, otherwise they're going to be completely forced off this round.
Exactly, need to find their footing there, or they are going to be displaced, forced out of the endeavor here, and we'll see if they are going to be able to hold themselves accountable. As the shots have come through once again, and good to shut down the eggs there, Future Ferris. Might actually get around the back of this one. Look at this, sneaky beaky, like no one's what? Oh no, it's the respawn. Oh no, they're trying to use the bionic hook. They get it, and they get the point. They're still alive. Kraken Impact as well. They're fighting desperately here, but the rest of their team are stuck in spawn jail.
I like the thought process, right? Sneak behind, get it in there, done it in by the spawn. Sometimes your team being too good and getting the elimination does not work out for you, but KGS completely taking that one by storm. It's going to be tough for Spaghetti Sauce to come back. They've obviously got a fresh map, a fresh round. It's really good to see teams that do show resilience and perhaps can bounce back after it. And of course, it is just, it is the first map of the day, first round of the day. Players are probably just warming up, right? I expect a little bit more of a stronger performance coming into it for Spaghetti Sauce.
Absolutely. Just first game jitters. That's why we're in best of threes, man. That's what it is. So definitely great to have a chance, even if you don't pop off in the first one. There's always going to be a chance in the second, but we'll see if KGSC have a thing or two to say about that. Already locking in the first. They've got the Kraken Impact available as well here. They switched off into the thing there. This is looking dangerous heading into this next sector, but I mean, SBCM, they got a dangerous comp as well. I'm liking that Thor ultimate being available for them there. I think that's going to be a big impact maker for them as well. But let's see where the haymakers lie as they get closer to the attack point.
Yeah, all of them are running through into position now. Good to see how this will play out. Perhaps is there going to be early use of the ultimates there. Like position there for Penny Parker. Up nice and high. Obviously shoot down there, take advantage of it as well. Thor's trying to get up there. Obviously to shut down that high ground advantage. Jetto's in a bit of trouble here. Has to get out of there. Will escape. Well, maybe not. I thought that does escape with the skin of their teeth, but Ericana's the one that actually goes down instead. Unfortunately here, looking a bit different for KGS. This is good for Spaghetti Sauce. They've got some good control for the time being as well. Definitely have something on the point here, and it's looking very different this round around.
It sure is. KO's coming out in abundance. Kraken Impact right on the back there. Shuts down Mantis. Looking for more. Oh, I think they actually got blocked by the pillar there. That's unfortunate, but they're still going to double down into it. Triple into it. More on its way. Surely not today. They're pushing out all the abilities there, trying to hunt them down, get the quad, and they're on an unstoppable rip and tear right now. The shots coming out left, right, and center, and they just keep giving, but Jetto will eventually perish. My gosh. What a way to steal the point back for your team. One of the same, it's Jeff time, baby, and they are plummeting down.
Yeah, that's a two-shot out. Very nice there as well. I was going to say, at least Spaghetti Sauce has the ult economy, but two members down here, they might have to hold off for a little bit here and regroup and come back into it. In terms of percentages, the points are relatively even now. KGS finally taking a bit of a lead here as well, as Spaghetti had the initial source early beforehand. But yeah, I think it really is going to come down to some big play coming across here. Maybe perhaps use 2 ultimates, leave 1 in your back pocket here in case for defense. That's going to be a good opportunity for them to come back and steal the point away from KGS. But they need to make something happen here. They can't have themselves falling over like Domino's. Ben Dovalova gets eliminated again. That's really rough, having to wait a little bit further here for the ult economy to come back. And the longer they wait to use them, the more KGS get their resources back as well.
That's right, just going to have to keep fighting through it there, keep giving it there. Oh, Penny Parker doing a great job on the point. Magneto all coming through as well, slam dunking on it, but no one going down. Here comes that ultimate, ready to drop down the A's, get the Arachno Mines out, Spider Sweep available as well. Really trying to get impact onto the Thor here, but they're still kicking, still fighting on. KO's not going in their favor. With Namor chiming in though, this could be good. Good invulnerability bubble coming out there. Emma Frost definitely pumping out that damage though, but they've been mitigated by that force field.
They're doing a lot of work here as well. A lot of fighting happening here, but KGS still hold the point, still continue to push forward here. Spaghetti Sauce throwing everything they can at this, but they're being forced back once again, and it is looking very much likely KGS is going to be walking away with this round as well.
Absolutely. It was great to see Bass Descent coming out from Jetto there. Now looking to try and do more as well, but they don't need to. They're going to lock that one in with confidence. Round 1. Round 2, map 1. Going their way. So, a fantastic result coming out of that first map there. They've done well, but there's still more on the horizon for them yet. Jetto going to be the MVP in this one. Huge impact on that Winter Soldier, even transitioning to the Black Panther in the end. You could tell they meant business, and in the next pick ban phase, it would not surprise me in the slightest if they tried to shut that one down. But we'll see how things go when we get into the next one.
Yeah, I do like those changes of characters when you realize, you know what, probably not going to be enough time for us to actually get that ultimate back. I reckon I can do a little bit more, perhaps using something else instead there. So we can see how this all plays out in the end there, but I'm sure we can make this one work out once again. I believe apparently I'm just a black screen right now. Am I a black screen? I think I'm a black screen.
Could be. Could be.
Oh, that's okay. I'll find my way back to it. Okay, look. Okay, that game was so incredible. I got blasted off the camera. Okay.
That's all right. But whilst we get the next one set up, everybody, we are going to head to a quick break. Welcome back, everybody. We are getting straight into map number 2 here of our first best of 3 in the AEL High School Cup Marble Rivals Step 2. And the bands are already chiming straight in, Mendrix. How are you feeling about this one?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. KGS showed us a very, very commanding performance in the previous one, but of course, that was domination. Convoy has got a little bit of a different flavor to it, and we have seen so far in these weeks as well, where certain teams did struggle in domination, but did a fantastic job during the convoy instead. So really looking for Spaghetti Sauce to push back, show KGS they've got a little bit of gas in the tank here and show some signs of life.
Absolutely, show some signs of life, and Hawkeye actually going to be banned this time. Surprised that's getting banned through, to be honest. I mean, we didn't see Hawkeye really come out or make too much of an impact in the last one, so interesting to see that one now, but I guess it's a more targeted ban against SBCM here. Ha, that one does not surprise me at all. With the Soldier, get out of here. After the impact Jetto had in that last map, fair enough. But as a result, we are seeing Mr. Fantastic locked down now. We did see that one as one of the bans coming out in the last map there, so now allowing it into the fold. Curious to see how they're going to adapt around it. Iron Fist also getting into the mix as well, but Strange going to be locked down here. Honestly, I'm surprised to see a Strange lock because you don't see that one banned out too commonly, do you?
Yeah, I think a lot of players just happy to let it sort of go through as well. I feel like the AEL Monitor of course has insane impact when it is used, and part of it also comes into the fact that Strange can really easily charge ultimates as well. So perhaps I have a feeling that, you know what, they've taken away the Winter Soldier. I really want to make sure I've got something I can put some big impact into. Please give me a save, because obviously they've taken something away from me.
Yep, it's stolen. It's never coming back until potentially next map. Namor ban is good as well. I think we did see that one make an impact, you know, especially with the little invulnerability bubble.
Yeah.
But now this allows a more flexible roster as well. Like, I really enjoy seeing maps where we get to see some of the rarer picks, like Magic, come to fruition. I really enjoy the fact that Magic can just really pop off, right? They're like a very flashy duelist there, where they're able to just pop around. I really enjoy their demon form as well. So curious to see how this more unique composition from SPCM does play things out here. And it's great to see the Cloak and Dagger getting its time in the limelight as well.
Yeah, it's nice to have these sort of mix-ups, and it also brings a little bit of an unknown for the other team, because if you go, oh, okay, I haven't seen Cloak and Dagger for a while, I haven't really seen Magic played as much as well either before. These meta shifts are also part of it, even though we've got obviously a big change coming into it when 30 May hits. When you do start to bring across some of those lesser played characters, it does sort of throw a bit of a cog into the mix of your initial play style as well. And as we are jumping into that action as well, Portal will be opened up just to let a few of the players here from KGS out.
Oh my gosh.
A bit of an opportunity to sneak on through here. So Spaghetti Sauce will need to change things. Blind Fist tries to jump into all of them. Will get out, takes a bit of chip damage though for the trouble.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see the Gator comp actually coming out here from KGSC. I've seen that come out from some of our top teams in the university leagues, but surprised to see it coming out now. If you're a bit confused what I mean by that, Mendrix, that's the 5 tanks, 1 support composition coming out from KGSC here. So it's a bit of a make or break comp, isn't it? But it seems like they are making it theirs right now, zoning them out super well at the moment. I like how they changed the angle of you know, attack. They got right behind them, flanking in, and they are banking up those KOs one after the other, really destabilizing the defenses here. So that's going to allow them an early little push.
I think there's that sort of saying is why everyone was having a lot of fun before with the duelists, and then all of a sudden when the meta started to come to it, the 3 tank dive comps really started to completely remove away some of these assassins in terms of what could be done here. Looking at the Iron Fists, the Spider-Mans, the Black Panthers, right? Sort of like lost a little bit of their meaning here once again. And KGS really showing us what they can do when you really do bring that strong tank roster across them as well. It makes it harder for the likes of Iron Fist to get in there and make something happen. Spaghetti Sauce really do need to find a decent fight themselves, and they seem to be finding something here now as well. Starting to get rid of some of these members from KGS. A lot of ults available as well. We do have Iron Fist using their one up for the time being as well to cause a bit of damage here and push things away and slow down this progression.
Yeah, slowing it down to almost a halt here. And keen to see if there's going to be further aggression, further progression. As we dive deeper into the piece now, Mr. Fantastic holding on for the moment. Almost caught up front, speaking of caught, we got the Eye of Agamotto come through. Mantis ult, though, keeps him alive a little bit longer. More ults going to be on their way through as well. Amplifier doing a great work right now, trying to boost up the damage here for KGSC, but it might not be enough. You can hear all the ults just being activated. Magic on track, Demon Form, trying to slice them in half here. They aren't succeeding as yet. That could be a bit of a nasty place in a second, but despite all this damage, all these ults, SPCM, they're holding a successful defense. Like, KGSC have not been able to push past them.
Yeah, they had a really good start, obviously just getting themselves in position, but once the recovery came into it, like you said, that bit of a little bit more flexible. As I say that, though, spaghetti sauce, it's like the dam just broke down immediately. KGS found their opportunity. Once the ultimates ran out, so did their lives, and the push is back on.
Back on track, and we are getting straight in. And let's see how it all goes down now. Portal. Ooh. I reckon they're trying to push them off the map. Oh, this is so devious. Look at this. You're going to try and run the enemy. Oh my gosh. Did someone fall in?
Cheeky. That is so cheeky.
There's no way. That's a great shield, though. Oh. They're really trying, aren't they? I don't think it's working quite as they imagined.
I mean, at the end of the day, spaghetti sauce is slowly being pushed away here. Look, I think it's working for the time being. They understood he's a choke point. Let's take control of it. Let's do it. It was devious enough, and it seems to be giving them some sort of dividends. As you can see, big push coming on through here as well. Definitely going to be extending a bit for the Rams, the Goats, whatever we decide to call them. We'll continue to push a little bit further here.
That they will. That they will, my man. And they are going to be able to push the Ram all the way through to ram in to that first checkpoint. Oh, it's clobbering time. Here we go. The thing bouncing into it. Mantis is down, trying to shut down Penny Parker as well. Say goodbye to the egg. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. And they now fall back to their team and trying to shut down Mr. Fantastic. Good night to Kinetic there. And perhaps Magic as well. Just caught in a bad place at a bad time. Eye of Agamotto, though, could really destabilize things here. We'll see if they activate, though.
Yeah, the thing bringing a whole new meaning to being caught between a rock and a hard place. Definitely stamped control at that moment in time just to keep this push going. Really good momentum coming across here from KGS, just really stamping down more authority on this map as well. Still looking at Spaghetti Sauce, they've got 2 ultimates available here. They've got, of course, an opportunity to perhaps make something happen and slow down this progression. But KGS really are just bulldozers at this moment in time. And it doesn't feel like a convoy, it feels like a wrecking ball.
Coming in like a wrecking ball, and it is spider time. We'll see if they are going to be able to climb up into this one. Future Ferris holding on, does get punched down by Cap. So, good KOs coming through for KGSC here. And they can afford to build up a bit more momentum. The Gator comp now working out once they've found their rhythm, found their groove. And they are holding this one down. They have an iron wall over that choke point there. And Roger does find one on the 5.
A little bit of a skirmish here happening in the center here. Mr. Fantastic wants to jump in, obviously. Will start slamming around. Obviously causing a bit of a havoc here for KGS, just halting that progression ever so slightly. Spaghetti Sauce trying to make something work here and now, but they do lose one of their members here, unfortunately. KGS holding down the line here and continuing to push forward here. Just a tactical retreat and then working their way back in. As you can see, Parker tries to get in there and they will lose that one out as well. Tangent taken down, Kinetic out of there as well, and KGS just continuing to push this line, and it's looking a bit dim here, I must admit, for Spaghetti Sauce here. Perhaps they needed a few more tomatoes into the mix.
Yeah, maybe need to get some more planted down. I know someone who can help with that. Groot. We'll see how that goes, though, as they do have the ults coming out again. It's the Amplifier pumped up. Emma Frost into it as well. Mantis goes down. More to follow. Just look at that force. The power of the ult is just huge there. And they are gaining so much ground super duper quick here. Emma Frost almost unstoppable at this point, shutting them down one after the other. Surely not another. The thing will deliver. And they are just stalling them out. I love these delayed kills here because the spawns are going to be all staggered all over the place.
It's a fantastic strategy, right? You go, you know what? We don't actually need to kill this one just now. Let's just slow it down. And that way, it just doesn't let them get back to being a solid unit here. It makes things so much easier for KGS just to continue knocking them down. There's dominoes as well. It takes a lot of control to actually sort of play like this as well. Because normally you just sort of see red and you just want to take them out, right? That's generally the play that you want to go for as well. But to actually have the presence of mind to go, okay, we take one player out, wait a couple seconds, take the next one out, and just also hold your own line while allowing for that staggered play is something pretty impressive to watch.
Yeah, it really is. They've definitely made their stand here, holding their ground, and it's great to see that SBCM found a way to bring themselves back into the mix as well here. Like, they're holding it down, not much time to go. And KGSC need to find a way in quick smart, otherwise this round could run away from them. But Iron Fist going down already, starting things off strong. Mantis in trouble. There we go. Another one bites the dust here. Here's the Magneto ultimate. Time for the slam dunk. Oh, it delivers on to Cloak and Dagger. All the supports are going down. Penny Parker trying to keep it up with their ult, but it's all falling apart one after the other here. Mendrix, KGSC get on top of things, and they're going for the final stretch.
Oh, they needed something big to deliver that final punch to get into the overtime, and they delivered. It was monumental off the track here. As you can see, Spaghetti Sauce now trying to regroup and get themselves back into position here. The final stretch here is going down. Jumping in as well, wants to start slamming away. We'll just hold this progression ever so slightly once again as well. Tangent Rogue, though, will go down. The damage is coming through. They are finding KOs on the other side as well. You can see that KGS is losing members as well slowly, but the trade outs are going across to Spaghetti Sauce as well. This is really going to be going completely down to the wire here as well. Coming down to Bendovolo and Tangent Rogue now, who are jumping into the mix here, but they still have control. They're still holding it for the time being. Things are finally slowed down now, but the ebb and flow continues.
It continues time and time again. That OT timer so close to the end here. Oh my gosh. Emma Frost trying to ult, but the healing is just too great here. Mantis doing all they can. KGSC is struggling forth, trying to see if they can get back onto the point here. They've got clobbering time available, but they get shut down, but it still activates. That's huge. The lock quacks on top of it, but they get off the point. The round is done. SPCM hold it down. Oh my god, they're saying in the chat there, and fair enough. What a round that was. The players have got to be out of breath.
Oh, it was definitely a valiant effort there by Spaghetti Sauce to hold the line. KGS giving everything they could as well. I think another thing that comes down to it is perhaps it's that defender's advantage at the very end, of course. Even though you've managed to push through most of the map there, the recovery for the defenders is that little bit more. So KGS definitely had a strong push at that early start there, but of course, Spaghetti Sauce coming back to just hold that line that ever so slightly different coming from play. KGS as well, bringing it all back now as well. I think they're missing a member here as well, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it could be something going down there. Hopefully everything's all good momentarily here, but for now, they're still looking to push into it. Composition ready, amped up, and good to go. Let's see how they flow their way into this one. They've got the Adam Warlock available. They've got a Spider-Man. Got Penny Parker, Rocket, and Venom. So the symbiote bond, I believe, is still available in this patch, but it will be gone very soon.
See the symbiote flowing through them. The power
of Venom.
The Venom goes through. As we can have it now, we are jumping now right into the action here. Perhaps the team out combination will be enough to overcome the depths of a play here. They've actually managed to eliminate most of Spaghetti Sauce as well. All of them are dropping down. The execution from KGS is on point here, and the defense is a wall.
Yeah, absolute war zone coming through there, and you're going to see if they can manage to build themselves back up, as they are holding it down for the moment. Good shots over the top. Spider-Man ready. Aiming for KOs, you know, they're going to be slinging those webs super duper well in a second, but Still holding it back. They're starting to build themselves up for SPCM here. Egg comes out. Good for the mines, but they know where to target. So not going to get too much action out of that one. But still, a triumphant approach coming through from SPCM here as they fight back strongly.
Yeah, you can see just bringing it right back as well, but you can see Jetto's in the background looking for an opportunity to find a KO. The combination's there, manages to find it and get out, and that is just devastatingly deadly.
Devastatingly deadly, and they know how to bring that to the table. Keen to see if they are going to be able to bring it back now. Spider-Man jumping on that point, holding back for a second here. But I like how they just kind of bounce between the point, because even those little actions delay the point slightly.
There's a game of inches. Convoy literally is. It's all about pushing that line as much as you possibly can, and Jetto manages to get back. And it's really good, right? I like these guerrilla warfare tactics, right? So come in, big hit if possible, can get it as well. Future Ferrari gets in there, shows a little bit of their own deadliness. Coming across to the Iron Fist, obviously capable of some strong combo hits as well, which can completely just take out members as well. Not sure, Hella, if that was a place that you wanted to be. Obviously looking to perhaps get some chip damage, ends up falling down in the end.
Ends up falling down, and we're going to see if they can lock it all the way up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's Thor time! The God of Thunder is here, and they've taken out Rocket. Spider-Man bringing out the ult as well, though. Shuts down Loki. This is great backline potential here. Getting right on top of those supports. Mantis is in trouble. Needs help. Mr. Fantastic not fast enough. Sure, they're stretchy, but they lack in speed. And Spider-Man is just bouncing on that point. Finally gets shut down. Oh my gosh. I'm just imagining someone with a fly swatter right there trying to swat down Spider-Man.
Literally that scene from One Punch Man where he's trying to deal with a mosquito and just for some reason unable to clap it right on down. Even though Thor brought the hammer down, the hammer was in the wrong area at the wrong time, and Spider-Man jumped on that opportunity to deal with the backline of Spaghetti Sauce. But when it was all said and done, we still have some time here left over for Spaghetti Sauce as they continue to push the line down until KGS using their ultimates as well to hold the line. Mr. Fantastic jump into the middle to cause some chaos as well. You can see Penny Parker floating around there, laying down as much of that nest as possible. And as we continue to go through as well, I still see Spaghetti Sauce holding it for the time being as KGS finally do manage to get some sort of percentage on there to slow it down, but ultimately Spaghetti Sauce will continue to push forward.
Yeah, continuing to push up here. A really confident start, and we'll see if they are going to be able to get themselves back on track in the end. Goddess of Death is available here as well if they want to activate. It could be a good position. I mean, a lot of players in the same place at the same time, but in saying that, Mantis ult online now. Looking to lock something out. SPCM, good at tracking through here. There it is. Goddess of Death coming out. They're focused up on that one, but the damage could be good enough. They're trying their best to shut them down here. Do get one out of it. Looking for more as well. There it is. Doubling down. And now trying to bring even more damage into the fray here. I like this targeting. It is a little bit all over the place, but yes, it's Will. Has the will to fight on.
Continuing to push forward here. It was definitely impactful. Even if you weren't finding KOs, you were doing enough damage to really force Spaghetti Sauce just off of the convoy ever so slightly while KGS took control. But of course, they are now beginning to make their way back in. The members are beginning to recoup after licking their wounds and coming back after that devastating hailstorm that was rained down by Hella. And now KGS seems to be the ones losing members. Jetto out of there, Roger feeling a bit of the pain there, does manage to get out as well. Ultimate's being coming out there as well across the board here to sort of just hold this position for the time being. A minute 30 left on the clock here to be pushed out for Spaghetti Sauce so they continue to get here closer towards that third stretch of the convoy.
Yeah, diving closer and closer here. We'll see if they are going to be able to get into it. Here comes Iron Fist, bringing up the damage, bumping things up, but they are going to be stomped straight back down. So it is going to be KGSC holding on, confident as can be, and we'll see how these remaining 60 seconds go. SPCM trying their best to get it past this second point, but KGSC defying the odds here and are holding on.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job considering they are also a player down for time. It just shows the execution, the communication between the team is on point. That this is a team that is on the same page, understanding what happens to be this one. This is fantastic, using their ultimate as well, wants to cause some chaos, separate what seems to be that strong core of KGS as well, but ultimately it will be a fruitless task there. We'll be taken down once again, and Spaghetti Sauce are just falling down one after the other like dominoes here. They're not really coming together as a cohesive unit, and it shows.
It certainly does, Mendrix. You know, they're having a bit of struggles, trying their best, but ultimately it's not working out. We'll see if Bass Descent will be activated again by Jetto as well. Could be in time here. Hold back the back line in this OT timer. Do something to get rid of your enemies in this one. Speaking of enemies, great stuff from Penny. There you go. Bass Descent comes out. Jetto on track into the back line. Goodbye, Loki. Penny Parker jumping in with the ult as well now. Jetto trying their best to help their teammates get this OT timer over and done with. Even nullifying the cloak and dagger a bit there. Body blocking it. Love to see that, but we're still on track. Mantis now. This is a massive healing ultimate. Thor trying to jump in. Hit the amplifier as well. Everything is just coming down. This is pure chaos. We are dropping nukes on the point right now. The KO is in abundance, and it's slowly but surely trickling in favor of KGSC. The OT timer pumping down, and just like that, they successfully defend. It is Series 1 over and out.
Wow, what a way to go out as well. KGS defy the odds, a player down as well. And as you can see here, MVP going to be that Loki as well. Very nice stuff there as well. As I say, that actually it's Penny Park that comes on through as well. Loki just making things look nice beforehand.
Oh yeah, just making it all the more sweeter. What a close game that was there, Mendrix. Incredible stuff to see. You can see some of the stats there as well. Really delivering some great impact here. And it was incredible from both of our teams. But KGSC will be our Series 1 victors. And everybody, we've got another series around the corner. Before you know it, stay tuned for that one. And we will be back very, very soon. Thank you so much for your patience, everybody. We are straight into game number 2 here. It is AEL High School Cup Attempt 2 Marble Rivals, and it's Faith Falcons taking on Navi. But here, Mendrix, the picks are already changing. The band's different. Feeling a bit strange.
A little bit more about different flavor, a different spice, right? You know, look like just like with Indomie, right? Sometimes you want to change it up a little bit, and I'm all for that. And they're bringing, of course, a different thing to it. You can see the Moon Knight as well in there as well. Some of your staples, the good old Doctor Strange seems to be into the mix as well. Something that looks interesting to me is the Iron Man pick. Iron Man, of course, we've seen it come through a few times. That's only when, you know, super metas have been taken out. Some of the crazy amount of duelists seem to be removed, and people start to default to some of those characters perhaps they've had a decent amount of experience on, but then as the meta changes, they've moved off. So it'd be interesting to see what Era does on this Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm rather curious as well. I guess what they're going to be able to play with that one. I like how there's the Ultron team up coming into the next patch. I'm just going to be hyping up the next patch all day long, man. It's just so exciting. And I'm sure the players are excited too. Anyway, this patch, we don't see Iron Man that much at the moment. I do like how they got that Pulse Bomb available, you know, or the Magnetic Pulse. You can really get a lot of impact out of that, you know. It plays out kind of similarly, honestly, to Magneto's ultimate, right? Where they're both, you know, kind of that stop, drop, and roll type thing. So curious to see how it's going to play out for them. I do like the double tank setup for Navi here. They've got Thor as well as Hulk. That's high stakes impact coming through from them there. I'm curious to see how Faith Falcons respond, because I do see Captain America coming through here, but that's really all they've got.
Yeah, it's also the other thing we have to take into account is that Faith Falcons are also a player down. The man down meta. Let's see how that plays out for Faith Falcons this time around. Navi do have that clear advantage coming into it, but we have seen teams down players perform exceptionally well anyway. Sometimes you've got one less moving part that you need to worry about. The execution follows through much nicer.
Yeah, so we'll see how things play out here as we get in to the next battle. 3 seconds to go, and we are going to be out the gates right here, right now. Here we go, everybody. It's time to get cracking. And Faith Falcons ready to go. It's Jeff time. Mungo leading the charge, though, on cap, ready with their abilities to see if they can hoist themselves to fruition. Fearless Leap available there as well if they want to really get in the thick of it. They're holding on for a second. Uh-oh, it's Hulk time.
Really good catch of the transition there. I like that. That was a really good catch that coming through as well. Just dropping back as well and immediately dropped down. The Hulk didn't want to play this time around today and was taken out, though. Faith Falcons doing a good job holding the line for the time being, but it's clear that Navi with the superior numbers are starting to take hold here and will be clearly on the point here for this domination.
Yeah, going to be clearly on the point, ready to go. We'll see if they are going to be able to do a bit more in a second as they hold on to it. Hulk ready to transform as well there. Bodacious ready to bring through their energy. Speaking of energy, Iron Man with the rockets there. Good to just try and hold them off for a second. Do have the right click available as well. Love the laser there, but speaking of lasers, we are getting laser precise shots in the front lines here. Really doing a great job to hold them out. Oh, that ultimate gonna be big. There we go. Maximum Pulse gets Captain America down, so they got no tank to support them.
Yeah, well, the thing is that they seem to have them locked in within this initial choke as well. I feel the Faith Falcons need to find a different point of entry if they're gonna try and take this point back away from Navi, who really do seem to have it locked down for the time being, even without the support there as well. The ultimate's coming through as well. Trying to lay something down there as well. Did we actually catch some members there? I don't think many were actually caught that time around there as well. So unfortunately, not the biggest grab there in the end. We do have a trade out though coming across there where Fung is out of there. Yes, is also gone as well. But when the dust settles, it's going to be a 2-for-1 outcome here for Navi, and point continues to push ever further to being completed in their favor.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. They are bringing down Thor's hammer. And we'll see if they can find more with it. It's Hulk time as well. Percentage building up slowly but surely here. Oh, poor Munko. I thought Jeff would be caught there, but no. Butterball gets the double down onto this one. Looking for more as well. Arc is up, but I mean, one Arc can only do so much for them. It does get shut down promptly. So, just like that, Mendrix, my man, they're trying to get onto it, 99%, but they just don't face into it quick enough. So, Hell's Heaven captured by Na'Vi.
Yeah, no overtime here, no need. Na'Vi very taking that very commandingly, right, as well, coming across, and it is to be expected. They do have that extra player advantage underneath their belt here. The Faith Falcons really need to put something together, something super special, some perhaps, you know, intelligent play come across, or perhaps they could find a way to get behind Na'Vi, deal with the supports there, deal with error perhaps on that Iron Man, who was doing a fantastic job just laying down fantastic cover fire from the top edge there as well. And you can see as they were trying to poke through the entry point, they were just being bombarded by energy blast after energy blast. So definitely a tough feeling here for the Faith Falcons, but of course still not done just yet. Let's see if perhaps they have an opportunity to get themselves back onto the point this time. 4 seconds left before we then enter the battlefield.
That's the one, my man. Time ticking down before we get into the battle. And let's see if we're going to rattle some feathers with this one as we jump into the thick of it once again. Players ready and waiting around these corners here. Ready to push into it. Namor got that ultimate available as well there. Bung Chung, one in the same. Holding back now. But I love this passive fire from Iron Man. They're not being shut down at all. And they are just playing target practice. Oh no, Maximum Pulse as well by Groot. And that just nullifies any of their frontline impact.
Also such a quick use of the ultimate as well. Na'Vi have 4 available now at this moment in time, where it's nothing here for Faith Falcons to say that Jig. Jig does have access to it, but will be eliminated, will be KO'd temporarily. And that does mean that Na'Vi will continue to hold this point very strong here, already 15% and climbing on that as well. And this is looking a bit dire here for the Faith Falcons here. Perhaps Faith is going to need a little bit more than just belief to get through it.
Yeah, going to be living on a prayer at the moment. Ooh, Groot does bring the ults in, but the ult is going to be good to keep the Na'Vi side healed. So they will not yield any ground there. Cloak and Dagger jumping into it as well. And Iron Man hitting fresh right clicks, but does get shut down by Pig doing a jig. So good trades there. Now really looking a little bit more competitive, honestly. But in saying that, that was an interesting one. Ult of Desperation coming through from Faith Falcons. And Na'Vi promptly shut it all down. So percentage building up once again here, Mendrix. And it's at a steady rate.
Yeah, just continuing to push that line as well, a little bit further here as well. Faith Falcons do need to get in there. I feel like now seems to be the time. I don't think they've got any resources to make it happen. And Na'Vi have all the cards. They're holding everything for the time being. It's just, it feels like they're playing Uno in reverse. It doesn't really matter what you can do. If you're holding nothing at this point, but you can't get a card down, it's just going to be impossible to win that one. As you can see here, Na'Vi just continuing to push that a little bit further forward here if possible. Unfortunately, I don't see the Faith Falcons being able to get in here now. We can see Groot trying to get there, perhaps let set down some Groot if possible here, but will be immediately deleted. As I say that, Faith Falcons do find a few little extra KOs on the side here as well, but they are being traded out as well. Na'Vi are giving across just as much deathly lethalness as Faith are throwing at them right now as well. And it looks like we're at least going to go to overtime this time. Faith Falcons, though, seem to be trying to push them off this point that little bit more. They have a little bit of extra, but they will finally be forced away as the KOs have revived and returned back to the field.
That they will, and Hell's Heaven going to be taken now by Na'Vi. 2-0 on that first map, and definitely making a statement for themselves here. They manage to achieve glory. And this does not surprise me in the slightest. The maximum pulses we saw from Iron Man. E-Rob 19. Huge. They were able to just wipe out the enemy team in the blink of an eye. And it felt like Faith Falcons just didn't have an answer for it most of the time there. It was a strugglesome situation. And Na'Vi capitalize.
Yeah, it just did so much at the start of the map there to initially just wipe them off, right? Came through, couple hits, 1 KO, and and then use the ultimate to clear them out, and that really let them set into position there. Guess, you know, put down roots like Groot would like to say, and from there they were able to hold that domination line the entire way through. So really strong performance. They knew exactly what they needed to do, and again, I can't really blame the Fae Falcons for not being to get on point. They don't have that extra member to really give them that muscle to push in. It'd be nice to have an extra tank when you're dealing with this much damage up front.
Absolutely, would be nice to have an extra tank. I feel like if they switched out maybe one of the DPSs for an extra Vanguard, it really could have worked out a lot better for them. But I mean, it's all a bunch of what ifs, you know, just like the Marvel series. What if?
Pretty much. It's a good series. I do like to watch that. I really liked Hella's one. Did you watch Hella's one?
Or possibly. I remember the Zombie Strange one. That one was cool.
Interesting too.
Yeah, no, that one was really cool. I like how they're
playing off the, you know, obviously the second movie that they put together.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the best part about it. What ifs, right? What ifs is like, well, what if this happened? Well, what if that happened?
Yeah.
Well,
what if Mendrix was in the MCU? Like,
oh mate, I don't know what I'd be doing there. I'd probably have just I'd have like a very loud voice power. I'd scream. I'd be like Banshee or something.
You can be like Kang, something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now I'd be like that moment when if you're like he can kill you with one voice. And how will he do that without a mouth? And I'd be like,
oh, that was too funny, that moment, mate. Oh, that was so good.
That would be me. That'll be my moment in the MCU. Matsy, what would your moment be?
Hawkeye.
Just jumping in, just shooting arrows there. You wouldn't lose your arm though, would you?
No. Keeping that one. Keeping all limbs. Just losing arrows. But alas, we are going to head to a break while we get to the next map set up, guys. So we'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Cup Marvel Rivals Tournament 2. Matsy and Mendrix are coming to you live with our next map on the equator here. It is going to be Band Time, and Hulk and Moon Knight are out of here.
Yeah, don't want to deal with that one there, especially with the convoy. Has a lot of options there. Moon Knight, of course, can jump around the map, set up a few things as well, and the Hulk is just a fantastic upfront tank that comes into it. But of course, if you get rid of one, you need to get another Vanguard instead, and that's going to be Doctor Strange saved away here for the Fae Falcons.
It sure is. It's going to be. That one kept this time, so that's a high impact tank. You know, you see that tank picked out in most, if not all games, considering its impact. But speaking of impact, no more Mr. Fantastic. Gone. Target banned. See you later. Not to be seen again. And we'll see what the next lock-in is going to be for Na'Vi here, as they wait things out, pondering on their options, and it's Iron Man. Honestly, I'm surprised that wasn't the first ban.
I mean, the amount of value that was brought on through, but I guess it is that feeling of, hey, you know what, Iron Man, not really that meta at the moment. Shouldn't be too big of an issue here, but as you start to get towards the end here, it makes sense to probably put the saves a little bit later, where you go, hey, they're going to get rid of the priority meta first, and then probably start to look at taking out what is going to be our favored picks. And that's why you probably leave the save for a little bit later here. So Era will continue to operate the Iron Man in the sky. Wolverine banned away, which is interesting here as well. And it's interesting because I'm looking at here, most of these bans don't really seem to have affected what was initially hover picked by all of these teams.
Yeah, seem to affect what's going to be hover picked there. I do like what the hovers are for Faith Falcons right now, though, because even with the Iron Man pick, if they lock in something like a Scarlet Witch and Hela, then those are very ranged duelists in the sense they can deal with an Iron Man in the sky, particularly a Hela, you know, a hit scan type character. I can see Iron Man being dealt with a lot more effectively here, on paper at least. We'll see what reality has to bring as we get into it, but I do like seeing an adaptation in this direction coming through from the Faith Falcons. Bearing in mind, it's not just Iron Man, it's Namor as well they have to worry about.
Yeah, I think I like what you put into that aspect there, sort of saying, you know what, we're not going to ban the Iron Man, but we will create a composition that has the kit to deal with them. And it seems to be the case as well. They have the opportunities obviously to deal with other characters like Na'Vi do bring to the table as well. But like you said, fantastic on theory, but we'll see how it goes out when it practically plays out. Gates are open. People want to get themselves onto the Rams if possible. Once again, we're just going to continue just to shoot through and try to keep them with that choke point for the time being. So Falcons need to find their way onto the field quickly.
They need to find their way, find their footing, otherwise they're going to have the rug swept out from under them. Mitcho Bud ready on the point right now, trying to force them back using Thor's Fury, and as Bodacious team right behind them as well. Trying to hold on to this one. A good use of the invulnerability bubble there from Butterball. Just keeping themselves alive. Pumped up a second longer. Strange in a bit of trouble right now. Mungo so low HP. Still healing up though. And there it is. Air Orbs down. Hela takes down the Iron Man. And this is exactly what we were playing into earlier. They're finding a way to deal with that high impact DPS.
A good adaptation there. It's clearly is giving them dividends here as they've managed to get themselves onto the convoy, and I've started to push back, but Na'Vi do have something to say about it. Will get themselves some control back instead as well, as we do have a bit of a battle here in between the portal between two Vanguards. Thor doesn't care, just jumps right on through and says, you know what, let me come back. I do find myself a bit of a bad situation there, and to be honest, we need to focus on the objectives. I don't want to pad my stats here as we say that, we do get a nice big grab here as well. Has a bit of a distance to get that. I don't think they're going to be able to make it in time, but we'll spit them out nonetheless, well and truly away from where they want to be.
Yeah, so at least, you know, even if they didn't KO them, they did displace them. So that's going to be at least something. But speaking of something, they have been shut down. So goodbye, Jeff. And goodbye to many more in a second, perhaps. As they are holding on to this one triumphantly. Rib does have the Invisible Woman ultimate available as well. So really keen to see that vision be nullified for their enemies. But Honestly, they might not even need to use it. But I do like the adaptation from E-Rob here. Like, this is not Iron Man. We're on Punisher now, and I like how they can bring out the turret from a distance.
Yeah, just a different choice there, and I like what they've done and gone. We'll sit here, make sure I'm safe, make sure I can get that damage out as possible as well. The AEL Motor comes through, finds a big stun. Good combination there as well with the Scarlet Witch, and 3 members evaporate from the map.
Absolutely wiped out like a Thanos snap right there. And they are looking to snap into action. And Micho Bud hunting down the Scarlet Witch right now, but has to stay on that point as well. Can't afford to let that percentage be built up and grow for Faith Falcon. Speaking of, though, they have lost their Strange and now might be in a bit of a pickle. No more. Getting up the Gamma Squids there, trying to push out a bit of damage from afar. Do have their ultimate available as well if they want to activate here. But they don't need it quite yet. And here's the Goddess of Death as well, trying to make a stand.
Yeah, doing some good damage there as well. You can see the members scattering there from what is going to be damage raining on down there. But Ella drops down, is a sitting duck, and is taken out most handily by their brother. Thor, though, will continue to hold on for the time being as well. Na'Vi now continuing to hold control there, but they do lose 2 members there. Nice little trade there as well. Faith Falcon's doing a fantastic job this time around of maintaining their members in position here. As we do have Era now. Ultimate Enclave wants to come through. We'll just unleash as much metal rain as possible, but once the ultimate goes down, they do fall down as well.
That they do, and it's going to be a nice double down from Micho Bud here. Ooh, looking for more. But they are falling back. Jeff stuck on point. Not for much longer. They are cut out now. Ready and waiting. Good ult coming out from Namor. Does find a Rogue One there. And looking to hold down the front line just a while longer. Gamma Squid as well. Good trickle of damage. And that's all they wrote. So round 1 going to be complete. They don't get much of a push through, and Na'Vi now switching sides onto attack.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Na'Vi do bring to the table here. We did see a very big change in the previous round there, of course, when that was the KGS, bringing out, like you said, it was the Crocodile Comp, I believe it was what you called it.
Yeah, the Gator Comp.
The Gator Comp, that's right. You know what? We were Australian here. We'll call it Crocodile, okay? We'll just throw that one out there. The saltwater croc, mate. Coming on through there, but obviously, you know, just bringing across those tanks to, of course, allow them to have a bit more staying power on top of the convoy. And I don't see something coming across here, but there is a bit of a reshuffle of what's being picked up here from some of the members. Era B back onto that Iron Man once again as well. There's a Star-Lord making their way onto the mix here for the Fae Falcons, perhaps looking for a little bit of a different duelist that could perhaps deal with what seems to be the DPS of Na'Vi.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Absolutely. Trying to see if they can match them up 1 for 1 here, band for band, and we'll see if they are going to be able to do just that. Heading in to the next sector right now. It's time to get cracking, time to get smacking in to this here game. Butterball, they're just so focused. They're even walking into walls. Just a laser focus, precision there. And ready and waiting to get into this one. It's time to get down to business, and here we go!
Yeah, Vanguard's immediately jumping into it as well. Good damage already coming out here as well from Iron Man there. We'll start to push them away, and obviously they need to be healed up immediately on the back of this. You can see already that push already coming on through as well. Arabi, though, does finally get singled out and blown away from the sky, but Venom will find their way to jump in and cause a bit of havoc as well. They start to try to disrupt what happens here as well and slowly push Fae Falcons away from that defensive line here, away from the convoy.
Away from the convoy and into the fray. Let's see how they manage to set this one into play now. Star-Lord trying to get the burst around the back. I like the damage here, but they're going to be focused down now. Do have the cocoon available thanks to Adam Warlock there. Good team-ups. And trying to see what else they can manage. Arabi in a bit of trouble as well, but I like how they play around the terrain here.
Yeah, just slowly using what's available. Of course, it will slowly disappear as well, so it's nice to have that terrain as a, you know, just a small buffer, but part of it will slowly disappear as the damage comes out across the board here. There's only so long that you can use cover when it's available. That being said, the Fae Falcons do get KO'd out here. Na'Vi slowly beginning to wear away at their defensive and beginning to continue to push forward here as they do get control back of the convoy to push it on through and have some control back once again.
Yeah, taking some control back there and ready to see if they are going to be able to stroll ahead now. As the fight comes through, Fung Chung good for it and does double down with their fellow support. Rogue One is down here. They are clawing this passive momentum through. Inch by inch, it's getting closer. But now they're being stalled out, but not for long. Oh, the Ayamoto, but they do KO Dr. Strange, so it makes no impact there. They're trying their best to bring it back with the Adam Warlock ult, but it could be too little too late here, Mendrix.
Yeah, just trying to hold them down for the time being if possible. I believe we're going to unlock that through there, and that's all they needed to get that one on through. Nice play here from Na'Vi, just again using that player advantage coming across.
That they are, my man. That they are. GG's coming out in the chat there, and Na'Vi managed to pull ahead. MVP Ribib on the support Invisible Woman. Second point on the stats there, so big shout out to them. Going to be on track for, yeah, some positive impact here. So really impressed with how they played, but we'll see what the stats have to say in a second. Now then we go, you can see really did make a statement, and there it is, you know, it's in the paper there. I liked how Scarlet Witch was a good response to Error B. That did nullify some of their impact, but they still pushed on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it look, they had a great idea that came into it with what the Fae Falcons put together. They said, okay, you know what, let's change up, let's have some different duelists. That'll give us a different impact here. And it did deal with Error B, but it just allowed Rubib to really jump in there and shine as well. And that's the thing as well. These supports do get a little bit of extra oomph behind them when you've got these duelists that are focused with upfront damage that isn't going to be assassination potential. Like the supports have the ability to sort of jig from the side, left and right. You know, keep out of the fray and the mix of it. You need someone that's going to come in for a flank to really deal with them, and that just wasn't in the cards here for the Fae Falcons to deal with.
That's right, and we'll see how they progress into the rest of the season. But for now, everybody, we are going to head to a quick break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back before you know it. Thank you so much for your patience there, everybody. We are back. And it is the AEL High School Cup Marble Rivals, term number 2 here. SBC Ravens taking on SLCC, rivals till the end of time. And the picks and bans are underway. Oh.
Going on through there. And I believe there was just a little bit of technical issues with one of the teams there, which is why we're not seeing the bans come through just for the time being.
Yeah.
So we can fix this up as we go along the way. Perhaps they'll be able to let the admin know.
Yeah, I reckon something's going on.
Bans actually going to be there at that point in time.
We'll come back here for a second. We'll come back here for a second while they're getting into all of that. Hopefully, everything should be all good.
But this is an interesting one, Matty. One of these teams has been through an absolute ringer of a game prior, where the other one's been chilling out, waiting, biding their time, and it is the question I ask. Would you rather be someone who's fresh, ready to go, had a bit of a break, or would you prefer to be just coming off the back of a grueling endurance game, but you're warmed up, you're ready to go, you don't really have to worry about any of those like first game jitters just because of how long you've actually had that session going for?
Yeah, I reckon I'd rather just continue to pump through it, I reckon. Like, I feel like, staying warmed up are going to be critical to a team's success there, so I feel like, yeah, it's going to be good vibes. But we'll see how it all plays out, jumping in to this one. Last picks, bans coming in there. Emma Frost. Hello, hello. That's going to be a big impact play to come through from that one. And eager to see what they can do with these last bans here.
Yeah, no, that'll be saved. That'll be good to see that come through as well. And like you said, Emma Frost definitely very powerful in the meta at the moment. That save coming on through could also change what ends up being the hovers here for the Ravens as well, SBC.
Pick your hero.
SLCC on the other side, though, of course, they're the ones that came out of the grueling Slugfest previously, but they do have that extra player in their back wins. Funnily enough, we've seen plenty of 6v5s. I haven't personally seen a 5v4, which just means that you need to be ever so more precise and impactful in your execution, because you don't have that extra person in your back pocket to help make up for any slight mistakes or errors as you go into it.
Yeah, exactly. Going to be a tough one, isn't it? And eager to see how they can maneuver their way forward. Definitely excited for what Porce is going to be able to do on the Cloak and Dagger there. What Bem will be able to do on the opposing Cloak and Dagger. Definitely a series of curiosities, to say the least there, Mr. Mendrix. And let's see how this round is going to play out as our players get ready to bump up the vibes, bump up the energy into this one. 4v5 here. Dr. Strange, Emma Frost, Ella, and Cloak and Dagger for the Ravens. And for SLCC, we got Cap, we got Emma, Cloak and Dagger, we got Invisible Woman, and we've got Psylocke.
I think it was a quick Loki swap out there as well.
I like it. I like it.
Just changing things up a little bit the last second there. Maybe everyone was expecting something else, but Loki does come into the mix instead. So see how this will play out. And it is going to be interesting, right? Because again, how do you actually play this out as the Ravens? You have to be so much more careful when you jump into execution. You can see SLCC quite happy to jump straight into the action as well. They're happy to get onto the point, use their superior numbers, whereas the Ravens have to poke and prod a little bit, see if they get a kick. They do get one, and Alex KO'd out of there. But of course now, it opens them up for the Rivals to jump in. Nice quick kills though will keep everyone alive. Doesn't mean that it does buy a bit more time for the SLCC to get their teams back into it. But the Ravens are back in control of that map.
That they are back in control of the map and back in to stroll to fruition. Good hits coming through there. Great usage of the whip from Razor 2 to really bring up the vibes. Them and their squadron. But they're still pumping on ahead here. Good shots from Blythe out of that one. They do manage to really get shots through. Ayavagamoto over the top as well. That's great damage. And just look at how that plays out, my man. It is massive. Another Ayavagamoto going to be available as well, as a matter of fact. That is crazy.
Yeah, just so much effect on the back of it. Able to use that, obviously get a number of KOs at the back of it, and just help supercharge everything right on through. And things are looking a bit rough here now for the rivals. Yeah, they've got that numbers advantage, but Ravens are currently king of the hill. Quite happy to sit on top there while they wait for them to come through, and they do have that ult economy toward their advantage as well.
That they do, and let's see how they assemble around it. Cap comes in right now. We do have Winter Soldier available as well. Ayavagamoto prepared. Not going to be activated just yet though, but you can tell they're keen on something. Cloak and Dagger, Floor is lava on this one. Really trying to keep this point alive here for both squadrons. We'll see what they can manage as we jump into it again now. Psylocke, Dance of the Butterfly, does manage to shut down one, hunting down Hella as well here, but Hella finding the shots out of this one, might get it, not quite. Winter Soldier saves the day, and no Goddess of Death going to activate there.
Yeah, there was an Eye of Agamotto used, but just didn't have the same impact that it did in the previous usage, and that does mean the rivals are back on control here. Managed to push back the Ravens, licking their wounds, in them to regroup, re-rally before they do jump back to the point here. The rivals well and truly in control now. Quite happy to keep them within this choke point. I can see that Cap seems to be looking for a flank, wants to disrupt the SBC before they can mount an offensive here. Quite happy to jump into it. Sort of just get their interest, get the distraction, get them to move away here. We'll jump on out afterwards.
Yeah, jump on out afterwards, see if they can keep up the vibes here. Cap is hunting those supports down. Bam in a lot of trouble there, but they do manage to get away. Still hunting them down right now, trying to crash out of it. SLCC good for more, and there's Blythe bringing out the ult as well here, trying to make the floor lava. Love to see the ult there. Big potential from Blythe, turning into Cloak and Dagger, shutting down the Winter Soldier, looking for more around the bend as well. Psylocke, low HP, but they do bring it back. Borse goes down too, so still more to follow up here. Kreese in a bit of trouble. Have hopped into Invis for a second, but they are really giving it their all to try and contest this one.
Yeah, they kind of realize now is the time to go for it, and they seem to be making some leeway as well. Almost have control of that point there. Of course, the rivals still have that for the time being, or SLCC in control, slowly pushing that a little bit further, but you can see the Ravens are ever so close to capturing the point in their favor, and we've gone into overtime as well. What a time for it to jump into. A nice big stun will come through as well. A lot of ultimates being used here by the Ravens. They understand what needs to be done here, and the KOs are starting to come through. They've actually managed to get rid of Shiki. They've also got rid of Force as well. Saruku's down, and the SLCC rivals are being wiped out as we speak, and the Ravens have taken control.
Taking control and ready to roll right into it. We'll see if they are going to be able to hold on to this one. They only have so much time left to go here. If they can hold up an aggressive offense / defense, could work out. But speaking of, SLCC already back on track here, ready to try and contest this one. OT timer already up in action. Cap in trouble. Alex trying to fall off, but does get shut down by Blythe. Here comes the Cloak and Dagger ultimate as well. Pause doing their best to keep their team alive here. Loki making a big impact with the pylons as well. Everyone is all over the world for this one, Mendrix. And I don't know who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, just a pincer attack. Basically coming all through from all angles here. Obviously sending in Cap first to actually buy a bit of time and bring it towards this overtime. But still, it seems that the Ravens are holding. They managed to keep them back. They're the ones delivering the KOs for the time being. The SLCC rivals now seem to be just jumping in as dominoes one after the other. And they're not able to find a clear kill. And it's going to be the Ravens SBC taking through this first round.
Oh my gosh. That's just round one. That felt like map one, in all honesty, with how intense that was on the Eldritch Monument. And we have the Super Soldier Factory still to go here. Wow. They really brought up the energy in that one. And keen to see how it continues to culminate towards the conclusion here. But an adaptive composition coming out from SLCC here. 3 tanks. And, well, no, changed. They've changed it again. 2 tanks. DPS and the 2 supports there. So, looking pretty solid in Foundation, honestly. I like how they have the Thing and Hulk. I think those are 2 heavy hitters that can really hold it down on the front line there. And it's going to be strugglesome for SBC Ravens to deal with it.
Yeah, I can see that's also brought out, seems to be a bit of a change as well.
3 supports.
See how they do bring it across to. I mean, the Ravens also bring it across the recruit and see what it will bring for them. But the Rivals, they really need to find something. I mean, they've got that extra player on top of them. That means their execution is not going to be on point. SBC doing a fantastic job again, because if they're down 2 players, every little bit counts. So they're just really playing out of their minds at the moment.
Absolutely playing out of their minds. Let's see who's going to be opening up the blinds on this one. Time is open. The point there with it. And SLCC already getting on top of the percentage. They've got the early capture here. We'll see if they are going to be able to hold on to it. A great stuff on the front line. I talked about it before, and the tanks deliver. Blythe is down, and they're trying to chop through even more.
Yeah, the tanks, those 2 of them just in the front, they're being an absolute wall, and they're doing a fantastic job continuing to push the Ravens right on back. You can see they've even managed to find one of the supports here, KO'd out here. Good control, 20% already onto that point. And it is the Ravens who need to find it. But here comes the Eye. Bagamoto comes through, finds a stun onto 2, but it's enough to start KOing. That's actually 1 member gone down. The heal's going to be good. Shiki stays alive for the time being, and Rivals still seem to hold the point and stay strong for the time being, as they do lose 2 on the side of Ravens.
That's right, we'll lose 2 and able to pull through. SLCC, great on the KOs here. Looking to see if they can build themselves up a little more right now. Rocket creeping onto the point there, scurrying about. Shiki and Co. ready to slow them down though as they bypass the 50% mark. Goodbye. Bam. Blythe is all going down. They got Doctor Strange, but they're getting rearranged here. Forced out of position and forced out of their teammates' line of sight. It's all falling apart for SBC Ravens right now.
Yeah, this is definitely not what they wanted to have happen here. The Rivals are coming back with an absolute vengeance here. They've obviously taken this to number 3. And they need to make something happen probably right this minute. They've got 3 ults. That's something to help them do it as well. So it's going to be up to the Rivals to make sure that they don't get us set up here. Otherwise, they can put down some pretty devastating power. And 2 KOs right at the last minute here. That's probably enough for them to probably put this one in the bag.
Yeah, we'll see if they are going to be able to get in the bag there, go towards the 3rd point, because SLCC, I'm loving the change up from them here, you know. They've found a composition that's going to work. They've got limited numbers for SBC Ravens, but SLCC, they know how to put this comp into their hand. And let's see if they can do it again, as the point is done. Super Soldier Factory goes to SLCC here. And it's all on to the frozen airfield. Who will be able to seal the deal on the map 1 here?
And the change of composition is exactly everything, like you said, Matsy. You can see there was a big ebb and flow there on the Eldridge section of this. Now that we've moved to frozen airfield, I feel really, very good about SLCC Rivals here to really take control. I reckon they're going to have the same thing again. I don't expect this to remain as a range there. I don't expect Bruce Banner to be there. It's going to be the Hulk coming into the mix very quickly. And I see them just putting these guys, park them straight away into the entry point, saying if you want to get through, you need to get through the 2 of us. Not going to happen anytime soon, and that's going to give all the time in the world for the SLCC to set up, be in position, and put these Ravens into the ground.
Yeah, going to be a troublesome time ahead, isn't it? And they have to deal with the Hulk Smash being available there for Celerico, as well as the Eternal Bond being activated very soon by Porce as well. So, and it's Clover in time. Uh-oh. I'm worried. I'm worried for SBC Ravens right now, but I mean, they have Loki available. They can manage to merge through an ult there. We'll see if Bem can get the impact on Iron Man, though. We saw a great Iron Man play earlier, but they're going to be swatted down quick smart. Oh my god.
That's a caster curse I've ever seen one. That Iron Man was completely blown out of the sky here. Only member left now for SBCC's life. As we can see that Iron Man has recently respawned, a number of them coming through here now for SBC, but SLCC well and truly in control here. Would you have a moment for one of the Vanguards to try and jump in the air and try and smack the Iron Man? You know you're in a pretty good position.
There it is, Hulk Smash is out. We could see the World Breaker come through here from Celerico as well, just getting exiled for a second. That's nice, but it's not going to be enough to save them here. So they will be able to hold on to that point percentage, but Bruce Banner does get shut down. So nicely done by Blythe there. This could be a good impact maker. Trying to creep away Alex there. Not going to be able to take them down. So SBC Ravens trying their best to play around this one, but here comes Blythe as well. Double Hulk. Oh no. It's Hulk smashing time. Oh my gosh.
There is so much time, there's so much clobbering, there's so much smash happening at the moment in time. SLCC, though, holding strong. They did lose one of their members here. The Ravens want this to be their moment to take the control of the point back. They've made some leeway, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. Respawn's coming on through, KO's on the other side here. We do have what seems to be an Iron Man shooting free fire from above for the time being, but it doesn't seem to be hitting the mark, and more members from the SBC side are being KO'd out, and now they've got a moment to look to the skies and actually see if they can bring this Iron Man to heal if possible. Will fly away, get out of there with a tail between their legs, and it is going to be in the end here what seems to be SLCC now well and truly in a commanding control.
That's right, in a commanding control, ready to stroll into it. They do bring out the Eternal Bond as well there, so you're going to see what they can manage here. Good shots from Bam, trying their best to take control on the point. A stroll ahead here, spread their reach, but still not going. Oh, Namor's on track now, ready to swat them out of the sky, but no. They haven't been taken down. This could actually be a moment here for SBC Ravens to finally find something back, but Blythe going down, clobbering time coming through, but the maximum pulse, it pumps in, but no one goes down. Bam is out, and SLCC start to cleave things up.
Yeah, it's definitely a valiant last stand here in this first round here being put up here by SBC, but you can see as time goes on, they're continuously getting those KOs. Now it's starting to just be a stream or a slight stream of the Ravens coming in. They're using their ultimates. I mean, this is everything plus the kitchen sink being thrown at SLCC to end this, but that overtime is going down towards the very end here. It's just not going to be enough, and it will be SLCC taking through this first point.
My gosh, can you believe it? First point going to be confirmed, taken away there. And that is going to be that for that map. Holy moly. Alex getting the MVP on the Namor there as well. Definitely making an impact towards the end, shutting down the Iron Man. And looking good so far.
Yep, the spears were definitely true. You could see that they knew exactly where they needed to land, and they were making sure that they hit the mark each time, and it was doing a good job. I mean, if you really do want to limit the damage that the Iron Man is putting out, that's their sole job, is to be out there just causing havoc and making you want to go and hide under basically under every single possible crook and nanny you can find and stay away from the point. But of course, doing a good job just keeping that damage up there, making sure that he's not going to be in the skies doing what they want to see.
Absolutely. So great to play their role to succession there, and eager to see if they can continue in that direction. Heading forth into map number 2. SLCC rivals, though, take control and stroll ahead in the beginning. But let's find out if they're going to be able to do it again when we get map 2 underway.
Well, we have...
Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Cup Marble Rivals Term 2 here. We are into map number 2 of SLCC Rivals till the end of time against SBC Ravens there. Eager to see who's going to be able to pick up things on this pick ban phase, as Loki is gone, and so too will Spider-Man be.
Yeah, Loki did actually bring a lot of value in the previous map as well, so they could see that perhaps they're doing a bit of a target ban here, saying, hey, you know what, the players seem to be pretty well versed on this character, let's get rid of that one. Another one I can see that's obviously been a clear removal is obviously going to be Spider-Man. I feel these duelists with that assassination potential do have a bit more extra oomph behind them when there are less players available on the map to actually pick up, because it gives you so much more impact to get those picks when that happens. So I do like the idea of removing champions or characters like Spider-Man out of there, right? Want to get rid of the Black Panther, want to get rid of Iron Fist, you know, sort of bring down that assassination potential and really make sure that it is all about the team fights coming into the mix.
Absolutely, and keen to see how they managed to navigate this one, because Hulk has been banned out this time. I think that's a really smart choice. Surprised it's coming out from till the end of time, though. Ooh, a pick of nothing to come through. Interesting.
You know what, the Pro Phil, we don't need any more bans.
No.
Again, there's only a limited amount of characters that you can really see, right? You got the 4 there, you don't have to worry about it being too much more. So that's one thing that comes into it, but just getting rid of that other band. Obviously, they've got another one to come through as well, but we'll have to wait and see.
We will have...
I mean by saves, sorry, not bans. What am I saying? Saves.
Yeah. No more bans. Those are
one more band.
unallowed. But we do have Black Panther and Star-Lord on the chopping block, so composition's getting locked down now. Obvious that SBC Ravens opting in for Emma Frost with the save coming through there. Looking into Invisible Woman and Psylocke, maybe Hela as well. That seems pretty solid on paper. I like how they're playing around the 1 support this time, a couple of DPS, maybe, nope. They're going to go 1 DPS, 1 tank, and the 2 supports. I think that's smart to try and enable survivability. But in saying that, as the rivals till the end of time side do have quite a few heavy hitters at their disposal. In fact, they have no support. Oh, I lied.
Interesting. You say that? Yeah, I can see what you can see the one that they've managed to pick into it. Look, a lot of last-minute changes, right? Mixing things up. You can tell the teams have a lot of avenues they want to explore in terms of what they want, in terms of what they can and can't do, and want to leave every door open if possible. But this, I think we finally settled on what's going to be the starting lineup for both of the teams here. And again, just really looking here at what's going to happen here from SBC Ravens. So they're going to be able to get themselves onto that convoy and start the push, or will SLCC use that numbers advantage to just shut them down very quickly? You can see Alex waiting to flank as well, just get in behind very shortly, so they just take their time before jumping onto it. But the Ravens do manage to get the start, or at least the start here, to sort of unlock.
Let's see if they are going to be able to keep that one consistent now as we jump into the fray here. Ready to take it away. Crease looking to lock something down out of this one. Chopping through Jeff there. Not going to be able to cut through their enemies, however, as it will be the skivvity stuff to find Force there. So decent beginning. No one pushing it through for SBC Ravens at the moment. Until now.
Nothing just yet. And this is looking pretty good here for them to actually manage to finally get that, I guess, the offensive advantage finally clicking in. They're managing to find a few KOs, and of course that means there's a bit of distance that needs to be traveled here by the rivals to get back in time. So finally Ravens are getting a bit of a push. And as long as they sort of keep them here within this first sector, I guess you could say that's a bit of a win here. Nice little swap up as well. We had what seems to be the Captain America before, but swapped out now for Johnny Storm, Human Torch. Definitely a different flavor and feel being brought up here by the rivals here, as they now want to slow things down a little bit as he jumps in as well. No fear.
No fear. Dance of the Butterfly coming out there as well. Ooh, there it is. Pause is down. Looking to see if they can shut it. Oh, nope.
Ooh.
Blythe, a little
We didn't,
too
nothing
overzealous.
happened. Nothing to see here,
Yeah. No. They felt so bad about taking out Jeff, they wanted to go with them. Fair enough.
That's Dance of the Butterfly straight off the cliff. First form, I guess you could say. But needless to stay here. I think this is pretty good stuff here from SBC to bring it this far forward. Very close to unlocking that next stretch, but the Rivals managed to stop it just a shy short. Oof.
Yeah, they managed to get it on a knife's edge there. Curious to see what Celeroku is going to be looking to do here. I see they're creeping up close and do have a lot of potential behind them. Let's see if they are going to be enabling Living Chi here. Good hits coming through on the double there, picking up the healing pad as well, trying their best to just keep this assault relentless. Hemifrost trying to hunt them down though, that could be an issue. Razortooth does cut them away, so maybe more on to follow here from SBC Ravens, but Lunar Snow ult is going to be a big nullifying factor.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing though, it's looking a bit rough here now for SBC. They've got a minute left to jump onto the clock here. They're using their ultimates now, Skibbity's jumping into it, but it is being answered in kind by the Rivals. As you can see, the Flaming Tornadoes up in the air as well. They do manage to get themselves at least the convoy pushing once again. So they've managed to scare the Rivals off of the convoy for the time being, and they might be able to unlock this last bit. They really do need to get that little bit of extra time, and every little bit here counts here now for the Ravens to get through, and I think they do manage to get there. You can see the Rivals now wants to stop it here towards the very end. 20 seconds left on it. They do manage to stop them just short once again, or just shy once again.
Yeah, just shy of the prize there. 10 seconds to go. SBC Ravens need to lock in. Living Chi available as well. Celeroku there can shut them down if they need to. Prompt decisions will be it. There it is. Living Chi jumping onto them now, trying to get them shut down. But Emma Frost says no. Dance of the Butterfly says hell yes. And they will be able to bless the timeline with a few more KOs here. Trying to push it up. They're so close. Are they going to do it? Yes, they will. More time has been afforded to them. And the war continues to rage on.
Taking it down to the wire, absolutely. The Rivals there will not be happy with that one. SLCC now need to lick their wounds, re-rally, get themselves back into position here because they've got another stretch to defend against. And 2 minutes here, oh, so like 2 minutes there. They've actually got, yeah, they've got roughly 2 minutes left on the clock here as they continue to push that one that little bit further forward. And you can see here Salruku, before obviously using that Living Chi, managed to get one KO just at the very end there, but wasn't able to actually find the full usage of that one there. It was shut down effectively by SBC. And they're making some pretty good progress here in terms of how far they managed to move it as well. Salruku's trying to get in there, will defend most of the action here. He's getting into the heels as well as they're alive. Needs to jump out, but will fall down eventually. A KO comes on through, and SBC really do seem to be locking in on the members of SLCC at the moment and keeping them under wraps.
Keeping them under wraps and ready to commit to the taps there. We'll see if they are going to be able to do more with it now, though. She goes down, brought back by the rocket passive there. Kreese also caught by Blythe, so things looking really good for SBC Ravens now. To see if they can find more out of it. Pause trying to escape. Does slip away, but the Rivals to the end of time. Definitely making it difficult for them here. Let's see if they can hold on.
We do have a swap as well. I mean, we do recently have Iron Fist now has come in from some fantastic. Wants something with a little bit more durability to get into the mix, and it seems to have worked now. Ultimately, we do finally have the Rivals continuing here, managing to push this one back. SBC had a very good run, but once again being short, stopped just shy. And now it is really going to be up to them to be the ones to re-rally. They do have Dance of the Butterfly available if they do want to make something work here. But SLCC just backed off and let them continue to push it. I think they might get another free unlock just at the very end.
Ooh, let's see. Amplifier coming out. Dance of the Butterfly too in the back line now, trying to chop through them. So close, but that Lunar Snow ultimate is doing a grand job of keeping them alive. Blythe now on the chopping blocks. Eloroku trying to jump on them as well, bouncing on it with Mr. Fantastic there. But not going to be able to find the impact they needed. Good trades up front, however. Alex getting the job done. Shiki coming back as well with the Rocket passive there. Rocket goes down themselves, though, so they got issues and more building up. Down to the Butterfly coming through here. They find a Blythe and look to fight along the edge of the knife even more. The OT, such a critical time, and no one's taken it yet.
Yeah, just continuing to push forward here, but SBC have lost 2 members here. They've got some people on their way back, but it's going to be too little too late here. So we do see that the SLCC remain strong for the time being in this defense to hold it up there. Because over time, obviously still has plenty left onto it, but it can end abruptly here if SLCC can solidify what seems to be the members going down, and that looks like it's finally beginning to happen, and they managed to clear everyone off of the map, and finally SLCC stopped them within the second stretch.
Yeah, great stuff coming out of that one there, and we will switch sides. So curious to see if the rivals till the end of time are going to be able to prime themselves up for action here, whether they can take some control of their own, stroll in to the attack, and manage to rip it apart here. My man Mendrix, the compositions are already changing. Look, Groot coming out of the mix there for Razortooth. They know they can use that one to their advantage. We'll see if they are going to be able to shut down their enemies with that one. I like the Moon Knight coming out as well here. Really can find potential, especially with the Groot able to nullify some of their movement with the walls. You can really see that ultimate activated there. So, very curious whether we might have that one come into the mix with the Hand of Khonshu.
Ravens really do need to utilize every single bit of kit they possibly can get their hands on, and of course emphasize it to the utmost effectiveness and efficiency if they want to be able to get over that one player deficit here. You can see, like I said, the Groot already beginning to set up walls, beginning to put in defenses in place there, a little bit of meta play before the map even opens up. So it's going to be interesting to see if this has a effective impact, or if it is going to be just a fruitless effort being put into place here as the SLCC have decent countermeasures.
Ooh, I'm liking already what they're bringing out here. It's Hawkeye time. We love Hawkeye. We do. Well, I do. And we'll see how it goes down with Hawkeye now as they start to get some shots. Hawkeye definitely one that can find a lot of potential downtown and rip through tanks, especially getting up to that 100 power there. It's just going to be devastating if they get freedom. But Blythe, good trade. Bem goes down. Now Black to follow, looking to see if they can stroll through into more. Kreese doing a good job of just being mobile around this one. And there we go. Squirrel Girl does double down and shutting down pretty much all of the defenses there. And a smooth path has been achieved now for SLCC.
Yeah, it was a valiant defense there, but SLCC rivals had the right idea, pushing on through. Of course, big extra emphasis in the amount of damage that was put out there by the Hawkeye as well. We do have Moon Knight jumping into the mix of it here. We'll try to, of course, disrupt the formation of the SLCC. It does seem to ultimately work for the time being as well. Ravens coming in with a fantastic combination, beginning to get KOs left, right, and center. As you can see, Squirrel Girl is trying to hold down the fort, but not going to be enough here. Nice little team up as well, though, with Jeff on the top there, and that is going to be enough here from the Ravens to regain control temporarily, but still plenty of time left on that clock. Over 2 minutes available here for the SLCC team to get it back.
And let's see if they can do it now. I love the team up there. Blythe switching out onto the Iron Man as well. Gives them a lot of mobile DPS to come through. We'll see if they are going to be able to do it. Dance to the Butterfly, chopping through. Goodbye, healing. They still have the Skivity Star, though, bringing out the Eternal Bond there, trying their best to keep their team cracking here. Do shut down Alex on the Magic as well. So the Magic does dry up. And the defense now going to be bolstered for SBC Ravens. But my gosh, this one is getting tight here.
But the Ravens still holding control for the time being. They're the ones finding the KOs there while still hanging on by the skin of their teeth with most of their members who they get low but just aren't finished off here, and that means they maintain that pressure on the convoy as they continue to push through. Another KO coming on through here. The rivals losing members. Alex goes down as well. You can see that there seems to be more ultimates being put up here as well, just to try and slow down and buy some time for them to come through. You can tell that Emma Frost trying to do what they can to hold this line for the time being and get something back, and it seems to be effective. It pushes the Ravens off temporarily while that ultimate was active.
Yeah, it does work out on a temporary measure there. Really surprised at how this one is switched up, my man. But still time to play with here. Still time for final pushes for the SLCC side there. We'll see if they are going to be able to make it happen, because now Bem again finds crease out of this. We're going to see if they can heave their way through more as well. Be to resurface in a second here, but they need to get something together and quick, smarter. 35 seconds to go now. It's now or never, SLCC. Are you going to be able to step up to the plate, or are you going to get shoved out into a map 3?
I'm looking at Jeff. I'm looking at Stevie. The ultimate still holding on for the time being as well. Now the dance of the butterfly being used here by SLCC. Obviously clear away. The two members that I had my eyes on for the Ravens have been wiped away. 10 seconds left here. This seems to be the final chance of a push coming on through, because they do need to get through to this second stretch, and I think SBC have one more last stand to see if they can stop it from happening.
And let's see if they can do it. Oh, uh-oh, Jeff time. They're on the point. Get nobody. That's unfortunate. Well,
Yeah.
well, they do get a couple, actually.
They got some. That's something. That's something.
Yeah.
You gotta take that. You gotta take what you can get from it. That's pretty good from that sense of it. But that seems to have done it though. As you can see, the only member left standing is going to be, of course, Captain America. The ultimate going down there just to stay alive a little bit longer. You can do this all day. You can do this all day. He's trying to hold on for as much as possible as well. Buy time for the rest of the SLCC to return. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but they do manage to get through. They've got it across there just at the very end on the skin of their teeth. They've bought themselves a bit more time.
Yeah, do manage to push on for another stretch here. Just under 2 minutes is what they're going to have to play with this one. And we'll see who's going to win the battle of the Chaps right now. Uh-oh, Alex in a bit of trouble.
I just love it. The two of them just like shooting water balls at each other. That is actually something that I would love to like watch in a bit more of a vacuum. So two Jets going at it.
I mean, if you think back to Season 0, there was that Christmas event, right? With the Jeff able to, like, can't remember the exact name, but they cover the ground with snow and they were shooting each other. It was like a team of 6 Jeffs. So we're going to bring that back, mate.
I'm their target audience. They need to do that.
Yeah. It's
That
group
being
time.
said here though, Ravens temporarily wrest that control back. Rivals are continuing to power on through. 2 members KO'd here, so clear advantage here of momentum now in the favor of SLCC. Or SLCC need to push this across. The Rivals till the end of time obviously want to put this on through till the end of time, see if they can get to that next stretch, which should secure the victory.
Should secure the victory if they can lock it down. We'll see how things go down here. Crease shuts down. Oh, Maximum Pulse comes through. Does find Jeff there. That's going to be big impact from them. We'll see what else is going to be on the horizon here. They are holding on to it. But that Lunar Snow ult is doing a great job of keeping them in it.
We've got 2 ultimates available here for both Jeffs. And it really is, sort of going to come down to who pulls the trigger first, I feel like this moment here. 10 seconds left. Members starting to fall down here for SLCC. We do have an ultimate now put it on through here by Jeff. Wants to grab the members, who he's managed to pick up here in the end. I don't think he's able to actually pick up too many. And it does mean that one big ultimate down here, and we still have the Jeff ultimate here available for the Ravens. That might be what they need to shut this one down and push it a little bit further.
We'll see if they are going to be able... Oh my gosh. They've done it. SBC Ravens, lock it in. And they will be able to take it. Wow. I'm speechless. A second map for them there. Cannot believe it.
My, oh my. talk about taking this one down to the wire once again, and SBC really showing us amazing endurance here in the eyes of what seems to be a very hard mountain to climb. That is that extra player available here for the rivals. So it's going to be a big one here, of course. How are you feeling about that coming across at the very end here? They did that last one. I mean, I'm pumped. I can't believe that they've managed to actually hold back and bring it to a game, or bring it to a map 3.
Yeah, can't believe what they have managed to do here. Incredible stuff that they have bumped it through to a map 3 there. And it's all going to come down to this. Wow. I'm just speechless at that, mate. Absolutely speechless.
How do these teams do it? Man down meta. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah. It's a thing. 100%. It's a thing. All right. We're going to head to a quick break once we get this third map set up, everybody. We'll be back with you momentarily. Stay tuned. We'll see you in a sec. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Cup Marble Rivals Term 2. We are in to map number 3 of SBC Ravens taking on SLCC. Rivals till the end of time. My gosh, you think that with less players it'd be a lesser endeavor, but no, this has been quite exciting all the way through.
Yeah, they're really bringing all the stops here, right? And I guess it is that idea of, yeah, less players, is it really going to be less value? No, quality over quantity, my dear friend Matsy, and that seems to be what both of these teams are bringing to it. And they're continuing to follow that trend there, because we do have one of the players here on SLCC dropping out of the race. So we're down to a 4v4, and again, I'll stress this, Matsy, quality over quantity.
Yeah, quality over quantity there, and I'm seeing quality picks already pushed through here. Wolverine. We haven't seen that one before, but we might see it today. Ooh,
Saved
I like the cap ban though.
Well, that's one thing that definitely had some effect of maintaining position. I could see definitely a number of times that it clinched out what seemed to be a dire position there. Obviously, the ultimate coming on through. Cap holding down the line, buying time for the rest of the team to make their way back to the point. Back to the convoy, back to whatever needs to be there. It just seems to be a linchpin in holding down what needs to be those overtimes and giving them that little bit of extra needed time to take the game if need be.
Yeah, we'll see if they are going to be able to manage it. As we jump in to the next ban phase, Neil. Holding on for dear life here. What can they manage? What can they navigate through this one? Jeff the Shark. Gonna be locked out. See you later. That's my main dude.
Lift not happy about that one, letting them know that they've ruined that one away, but finally the bans have come through. Teams are now beginning to adjust to the effect of the pick and ban phase. The pick and damned phase, I guess you could say it, right? All of a sudden, characters have been damned to sit in the ban sin bin. And it's going to be Salaroku that's going to be using like good old Wolverine.
I feel like Wolverine's huge, especially with limited numbers here, considering all you have to do is just focus down Groot and then goodbye, right? See you later. So, curious to see how this is all going to go down. Heading into this third and final map now. As we jump in to the fray here. Both teams are primed up, ready to get things down to business, ready to get in the way, and we'll see if Alex is going to be good to take control on Doctor Strange here as well, or whether they could have a fair share of issues.
I think it's interesting as well how this opens up the changes as well. Like, you have those scenarios where there's 6 players here. Hey, we can run 3 tanks, or we can run 4 tanks, or we can run this specific thing, right? There's a number of things that can be done and not done here in terms of what they can bring to the table. But what I find now is that, hey, you know what? That's 4 players. We can probably run 4 duelists. It actually changes up and opens up what can and can't be done here in terms of the play here. But of course, now we're jumping into the action here. It's actually going to be the SLCC Rivals that lose a member first. SBC putting a stamp here very early on this particular map 3. See what I can do down there as well. That we are waiting for what needs to be a little bit of return coming across here. Perhaps SLCC can buy some time to bring into it. As you can see there, a bit of an abduction comes in as well. Wolverine tries to do as much damage as possible to this group, but we'll be able to get away.
Yeah, we'll be able to get it away, and let's see if they are going to be able to save the day here. As Wolverine shuts down Racer Tooth, so already their function of proving effective. And they take out the Skibbity Star as well, so ready to converge on to the point here. Building up the percentage slowly but surely. It trickles forward here. And it could even push through to the end, but not if the Ravens have something to say about it. Blythe on point right now, trying to get the shots through here. See if they are going to be able to manage it. Wolverine down, so they aren't going to have to worry about that anymore. But here we go.
Big stun. Coming on through, does a lot of work here. Number of KOs coming on through here. All that's left is going to be Blythe here on the Ravens. And with that all taken out and done here, you can see that they've managed to converge on forward and will now push forward to the next stretch of this map.
That they will, and are ready to see how they spill into it as they creep further forward into the night. And they are going to be pushing that point as far as they possibly can here. You can see the Fox Demon. I'm not sure of the accurate name,
Demon.
but Fox Demon.
Fox Demon with a horn as well.
Yeah.
It's like a... Yeah, I mean, it's got a fluffy tail. It's kind of
Like Flareon.
I mean, yeah, true.
Yeah.
A horned Flareon. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a Ponyta and Flareon little like combined, yeah.
Well, speaking of which here, Ravens continuing to try and hold the line here, but the rivals are doing a good job of continuing to get the KOs. They will trade out Alex though in response for Racetooth and Bem. You can see Bem trying to push everything out there as if possible, but ultimately SLCC will continue to push through here. And of course they've got a number of stretches to get until they can get to the very end.
Until they can spill to the very end. Dance of the Butterfly going to be coming through though. Kreese trying to escape there. They do succeed mostly. They do lose Cloak and Dagger, however, so having a severe share of issues here. Doctor Strange almost getting rearranged, and they will go down. So, good defense coming out from the Ravens there. Are going to be able to hold on to it a while longer here. We'll see if it is going to be good enough. As we get into the thick of it here, my man, it's definitely proving to have quite a few differences coming through, but we'll see what they can manage. I think it could be none other than Portal time.
We do have a swap out as well from the rivals. No longer will Wolverine be on the field. We do have Star-Lord entering the fray here. One of the members here for the Ravens already wiped away. You can see Ning coming through, wants to do as much clobbering as possible, trying to push through what seems to be the case there, but they do manage to find most of the members here now of SLCC, beginning 2 KOs. The respawns have come through, but of course there's going to be a ton for them to do. Here comes the Eye of Agamotto, looking for what seems to be some sort of stuns there, but doesn't really find anything in the back of it, so big waste there. On the flip side though, 2 stuns come across here, or 2 members stunned here by Razortooth. And they continue to push SLCC back for the time being. Ravens doing a good job there to continue to find the members, but even though they're getting what seems to be KOs, ultimately the objective is slowly being pushed forward anyway.
Yeah, it is. Like, they're managing to creep it up, and it's exactly what they want to be hoping for here. But the firepower coming out now from Kreese. We'll see if they are going to be able to shut them down or whether they will feel peace as they do manage to bring out the Moon Knight ult there. There it is. Not going to be able to find too much from it, but at least they can zone players out with it. So good function regardless. Still, they're creeping that point up as you pointed on. Let's see if they can do it.
Time is starting to count down. They still have a lot though underneath their belt. Minute 30 or just shy of. But the Ravens do manage to have just a bit of a moment to stop it. But even though they've stopped there, there's still going to be a battle fought over it. A number of ultimates coming down there as well. As you can see, just continue to push those on through. Blip will eventually fall down. We do have the clobbering down come on through. Razortooth trying to throw out as much damage as possible. See if they can get some members there. They do manage to get one of the KOs. Kreese under a bit of stress there, has to fly on out if possible. And will get away, which means that they do hold and will continue to put us through. That's a big stun though. 3 members are being caught out here and the Ravens are being removed. Cliff needs to run with their tail between their legs.
That they do. All teammates hands off deck there, and this is going to allow SLCC to inject themselves into the first checkpoint now. The gates are open and they are ready to travel here. Skibbity Star does have the Eternal Bond available, so that could be a good use of the Forest Lava there. Try and see if they can manage to keep their team on track into the next stage of the defense here. But SLCC, albeit they are fighting blow for blow, they're still consistent in carrying that momentum. And the amplifiers are ready too. This could be a tricky one. Mendrix, it's time to go.
Yeah, you can see get pushing on through. Razor 2 had to sort of pick and choose the time to go in. They can say they're beginning to make their move across now, just trying to jump onto the mix of it as well. Here we do have 2 of the ultimates popped on through by the Ravens now as they're beginning to force their way in. Porsche needs to get out of there low on that as well, but I love ultimates. And the big stun comes across as 3 members picked up, but they weren't able to put any damage during that downtime. They still managed to hold off for the time being. Perhaps a counter-attack will come on through from the rivals here as well. And it is starting to flow across. 2 members KO'd, the Ravens being pushed away.
Pushed away and ready to save the day. Let's see if they are going to be able to get it away as they hold on to this one. They are going to hold back consistently here. Ready and waiting. Pondering on what's ahead. Blythe holding on for dear life here. They are pushing forward. Look at this. Groot in a bit of trouble, but they do manage to claw ahead. Bem down. Creed's good for it. Looking for more. This is the time to shine. And they are going to do it for Blythe. The ultimate. Perfect timing. But the Eye of Agamotto in response. Holy moly, Mendrix.
Everything is happening at this moment in time. Razor 2 has been knocked out. That front line being removed for the Ravens here as well. They're trying to find a trade onto the rivals if possible here, but they continue to push forward for the time being. Of course, there is going to be a quick recovery time for all the members of the Ravens. That is going to be that last moment of the stretch. As you can see, another ultimate being used out on through as well. Tries to get into the middle, trying to find some kills if possible, trying to get in for a decent flank, but for some reason, SLC's HP is remaining very, very strong and high. I don't see much damage to shields, doing absolutely everything possible here. Bem trying to drop something into it as well. The Eye of Agamotto coming into it as well, or should be coming into it shortly with only 10% onto it. Blythe has dropped down here. They've managed to get Porsche out of there as well. Actually lives on a sliver of HP. This is really everything coming out of it, plus the kitchen sink. But finally, the Ravens, they do manage to find a gap in the armor, and they've managed to take out all of the members here. And SLCC will be able to push here towards the very end there, and just using the Eye of Agamotto just in case as well, to say, you know what, in case someone pops out of the blue, they'll be dropped out of it. But they managed to bring it all the way, and that's going to be a tough act to follow here for the Ravens.
That it is, my man. That it is. Side switch coming through here. Going to have to try their best to gear on through. You can already see some of the picks coming over the top here in the overhead. Winter Soldier locked and loaded. Rocket one in the same. A Loki around the corner. We got Cloak and Dagger as well. But no one ready to bring the pain just yet. We'll see who is going to be able to find their footing here. Who will gear on through and seek out vengeance, seek out control. So we stroll ahead into the next sector now. SBC Ravens, all hands on deck.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a pressure point for them. They know they have to go the full stretch in order to win, in order to take this away. There can't be any half measures here. On the other side, I feel a bit more comfortable being the rivals, being SLCC, knowing that we've managed to go the whole way down. So they realize all we need to really do is either stop them in that second half there after the convergence point, or perhaps even just stamp them down now. 4 minutes now on the clock. It's beginning to count down, and let's see if they can put up a really strong defense, or if the Ravens happen to be a bit stronger on the offense.
And let's see if they are going to be able to make it something of this one. Shots come through now. Razor Tooth ready and waiting around the back there, leaving at the front line of Blythe at the moment, trying their best to pummel ahead. A clobbering time not activated yet. Still got a bit more percent to build up for that, but Alex getting closer and closer to Agamotto as well. Still, they're holding it neck and neck here on the point.
Yeah, just pushing on through there for their crease, though. It does drop here for the rivals. That defense beginning to wane. More members going down. Ravens really on point now as well, and they do manage to clear out most of them across there. You can see a lot of that support goes down as well. This is not looking good now for SLCC rivals in the defense. Ravens quite easily pushing forward to that next area.
And they will be able to confidently push on ahead. So, great stuff coming through from them. Big amount of time built up. They have 5 minutes to push on to the first checkpoint here. Eager to see if they are going to be able to activate onto this one. Get a bit of control into clobbering time. They do manage to find one there. So really amazing start coming through from Ravens. They are just on top of this one, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just really continuing to put what seems to be a stranglehold of Ice Grip coming on down there. Welcome back to the map. Demon, Fox, Flareon, Ponyta combination.
Thing.
Something. I'd love to know what it actually is, what the lore behind of it is. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a bit much, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's something. Really something. I am
Big
Agamotto.
stun. 3 members found. Nice little hit on the side there as well. Is the follow-up going to be there? Alex, though, feeling a bit of the pinch there. Needs to get out of there. Will be healed back to full. A lot of damage coming on through on both sides as well, but the thing is just quite happy to continue pummeling on through, soaking up that damage, but also getting some good hits. Both of these teams here throwing out every form of support, shield, to heal possible to keep their members alive there. It's just going to be a matter of who buckles first. Four seems to be going down here. It's going to be Kreese that falls down as well. That's Salruku out of it. And I can see just a number of members here of the SLCC rivals beginning to drop, and Ravens continue to hold strong.
Yeah, still holding strong. Kraken Impact coming out there as well, shutting down Adam Warlock and maybe more. There we go. Do manage to find it. Aya Bagamoto going to be able to slow their roll though, looking to see if they can stroll ahead. Bem goes down, but they will fall down with it. So Alex is out of here. SBC Ravens one step closer now, one step over the edge. Let's see if they are going to be able to creep it across now.
I feel it's questionable use there of that Eye of Okamoto. Most of your team members had fallen down. You didn't really have the follow-up afterwards for the 1-2 goodnight, and you wasted a valuable resource here, and the Ravens now can continue to build up that resource. They've got the clobbering time available as well. It's a lot that's going to be quite hard here, and again, this thing just seems to be giving so much value by being that front, soaking up the damage and dishing it out at the same time.
Yeah, dishing out all the big guns here, ready to see if they are going to be able to do more. Clobbering time comes through there. They are getting keen to rip this one up. Blythe igniting this one all the way through, and eager to see what more they can do here. They go shot for shot right over the top there, slotting ahead and looking to deal even more damage now. But there's still more to be done.
I was saying, you know, if you were the rivals, you'd be feeling a little bit comfortable coming into it, but now as things have progressed so quickly, you're starting to feel a little bit hot underneath the collar there. Razor Tooth going down low, a lot of damage coming in through here. The rivals begin to find something in return as they manage to find a pick onto Bem. They're trying to get something back if possible here, but once again, Lift still holding the line. We're doing a fantastic job on the thing if possible. They managed to get a trade out as well by getting rid of Porsche. Alex quite weak for the time being. Either Agamotto available. I could be happy to see it come out now if they do manage to land a decent stun if possible. But we'll hold on to it for the time being. Ultimate being used here by Salruku. But again, not finding anything in particular here. And another member gets traded out for the rivals. They hold ever so slightly, but ultimately it seems to be the case here. Another stun comes here. The Eye of Agamotto being used. It's effective this time. 2 members of the Ravens have faltered here. And I feel finally the rivals do manage to defend ever so slightly.
And let's see how things go down now, as we are going to be jumping over the top once again here. Waiting for their time, waiting for a moment here. But here comes the thing, charging ahead once again, trying to see if they can spread themselves onto the point here. Shot over the top, they are going to be good for it. But there's still more to be done around this corner right now. Let's see if Alex can hold it off. It's going to be a hard-fought battle, but not an impossible one.
And it's interesting, right? Blythe comes through, pushes away the back line, begins to work on Alex Rumbert from the backside if possible. And you can see just a good job of just jumping in and causing that there. Razor Tooth drops their ultimate as well. Big damage coming on through. Looking if they can find something in return. Porsche also using theirs in response. The stun seems to be coming through. No members dropping just yet, but it's looking like it might go the way of the Ravens. An ice stun will do some decent damage there, but they're still managing to maintain their defenses for the time being. A big stun comes on through onto the Ravens, but it's just a stopgap. They're not actually followed through with any damage. Porsche does go down here. That means that there's going to be 3 members against 4. Ravens now trying to push through for this final moment if they possibly can, but Razortooth drops down. Defense seems to be holding now for the time being for SLCC without any trade back, and they still manage to keep this defense in play.
Defense in play, ready to see if they can save the day here. Bam, good to shut down Salroku there on the Loki, and ready to see how they fare heading into the rest of the endeavor. Now Blythe pushes on ahead, taking down a horse there. Let's see if they are going to be on track for more. Alex over the top there, trying to stop them in their tracks as much as they possibly can. But the point still progresses over and over again here.
So edge by edge, meter by meter, ever so slightly towards the final point of destination here. The defense starting to fall down, another stun as well. All members completely wiped away. They need to get back quickly, but they're not going to be there in time, and it will be the Ravens to clear that one out.
Extra time.
1 minute. Ooh. Yeah, Bliff saying I am the thing. Knows what needs to be done. Really feeling this character at the moment. Really bringing what seems to be the muscle behind the Ravens' entire engine here. The push forward here. Nice little change across, but Ravens now at the advantage here in this final round.
At the advantage, standing to attention and ready to get the job done. We'll see if they are going to be able to gun ahead into this one. Like that Penny Parker skin. Nice and blue. It suits the map, kind of. I don't know. I like it. I like
the feeling,
it.
right?
Yeah.
It's all about the vibes. It's all about the good vibes.
Good vibes, yeah. Good vibes only into this here broadcast.
1 minute. 1 minute to activate and get themselves an extra point here. 1 minute 30 here for the Ravens to do that in return. That's what happens in these final maps when you really do get it down to the final wire, right? It's a bit more of a stretch to get through, and Ravens probably feeling pretty good. I remember last time they did manage to hold the rivals off point quite a fair bit, so that minute is going to feel like an eternity, probably. Well, it's going to feel like an eternity for the Ravens. Might be feeling very quick for the rivals. We'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, let's see how it all plays out as they try and capture themselves into the fray here. Crease jumping into it. Heads on ahead, and the Thing are taking on the Thing. It's all the Things right now, but we'll see how it all plays out. Good use of the Groot walls there to create a bit of distance between them. The time is ticking here. No one has pushed ahead for the point just yet.
Well, Alex does go down. Skibidi now is also looking a little bit scarce. Does manage to heal right back on up. Will remain there as well. Skibidi though now finally again under threat. Will have to get on out of there. It's just continuing to sit on the back line, dancing in and out, doing a good job of being healed back up. Big stun here onto the Ravens. It might be enough there effectively, but they do return one in response there. It's going to be a trade for trade here with what's going down. Them need to make their way back. We're in overtime at last, but it's obviously beginning to tick down as Ravens want to end this one here and now, and obviously get their opportunity to unlock that a little bit further if possible.
Yeah, unlock a little bit further if possible. We'll see if we are going to be able to take it that one step there. They are going to be entangled there. So good immobilization for a second. No one going to be shut down. However, Porsche good for one. Trying to see if they can lock in more. They manage. SLCC pulling ahead here. Alex and Co. The shots from downtown allow them presence on this one. And they will be building up that capture percentage brick by brick.
Well, I don't think there's going to be enough time for Ravens to get back, so the convergence will open up. And that means we're pushing forward to the next one. Look to see how much time now is going to be available this. I mean, it's just purely just, they're literally on fumes, right? It's just all on overtime. That means Ravens have to unlock as well when we go forward into the next switch.
All going forward and all running it back. Let's see if they are going to be onto it. The OT timer is so close. Clobbering time coming through. Cracking impact. They are ripping it apart. And there we go. Onwards to the next. My gosh.
I feel there's very limited time here now for SLCC, whereas Ravens do have a bit more to play with, but pressure's still going to be on the Ravens after they do manage to get through that first stretch of this map on Convergence. So, really the Ravens do need to mount that very strong momentum that they've had throughout this entire round in order to push it forward here and now. If they do manage to get onto the point and unlock quickly, get another one, that should be lights out here for SLCC. SLCC, of course, want to keep their defense strong and see if they can draw this out a little bit further.
Let's see if they can do it. Setup time begins here. 35 seconds to go. Both teams really going to have to take aim at this one. See if they are going to be primed up and ready for action. I suppose if SLCC takes the point here, they've basically won, haven't they?
That should be enough, I reckon. If they do manage, if they hold them off the point, they win. Yeah. They just need to hold them off. If SBC manage to take 2, they should come out on top. But yeah, it's gonna be a rough one, right? The thing is that, again, SBC Ravens have more time to play.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
That's ultimately what it comes down to. Getting the unlock was pretty big for SLCC. Oh,
Absolutely.
Wasting no time. They're jumping into it, but Crease goes down straight away. That's the front line, or the big portion of his front line gone. SBC Ravens, wow, happy to continue pushing forward here as well. Continue to get those stuns as well. They want to deal with Salroku and get that out of the way. Completely push Portion Alex back as well. They want to get rid of these members while Crease is still down.
Let's see how we go now. As the shots come out here. Bem goes down. And they're looking to see if they can take even more here. It's going to be a tight one, isn't it?
It is going to be very tight. This is actually looking pretty good now for SLCC. The fact that they managed to lose a member but hold the line for the recovery and then bounce back, no pressure on this Convergence. 33 seconds here on the clock here for the Ravens to get something back.
Let's see.
Squirrel, though, is doing a fantastic job on the top end, getting that extra kill if possible. Zarafu goes down as well. Crease needs to get in there and make something happen. You can see Squirrel trying to find what seems to be the point of getting those extra hits. There's Loki's doing a lot of confusion there. But they're doing the right job now. They're taking it down to the wire here. SLCC need to get their members back and perhaps find a way to clear out the rest of SBC, and that will be enough.
Yeah, that will be enough. We'll see if they are going to be able to go up to snuff here. Take some further deep control. Good Eternal Bond usage there. Does manage to get a bit of Flora's Lava action. SLCC fighting for dear life here on a knife's edge again. They hold on. Groot entangles them down. All they need is 2 more picks to say goodbye to Blythe. The Skibbity Star last or one standing, but they're not even close. The OT timer is done! And so too is the game! It will be SLCC rivals till the end of time, primed up and taking it away. Wow, oh wow. What a match that was!
What a huge turnaround at the end there. It was looking like it was going to go the SBC Ravens way, but SLCC with a very strong play to capture that point at the very end are the ones that are able to walk away with the victory. And that was an endurance battle and a half, Matzy.
Absolutely. Big endurance battle there, and it's going to be the end of days. SLCC, big congratulations for their efforts. They do pull through with it. Fantastic day of games we've had here. Definitely really incredible, honestly. Incredible stuff coming out from all of our teams there. Really impressed in particular with that last match. They did a wonderful job holding on for dear life with that one. And that is just fantastic. But you know what else is fantastic, my man? fantastic is our sponsors. So, first and foremost, a big shout out to none other than the one and only AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. A big shout out to AGON by AOC there. But make sure you check out Indomie, the noodle partner, made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. But who else do we need to thank here, Mendrix?
Of course, the AEL, in partnership with the Australian government, is promoting You've Got No Game When You Vape campaign. Do you know the harms and risks of vaping? For more information, head to health.gov.au/vaping. If you would like help to quit, check out My Quit Buddy app. It tracks your progress and helps you stay motivated. Or call Quitline on 13 78 48 and talk to a professional counselor for free and confidential advice about quitting.
There you go. So a big shout out to our wonderful sponsors there. Definitely appreciate them and everything they do, helping us put on a wonderful show. But that has been it for us, everybody. Make sure to check out AU Esports League on YouTube, X, Facebook, you name it. We're going to be on there. Same time, same place next week. We will be there. For now, though, everybody, peace out and have a wonderful day.